Welcome to Flosstube number 10. It is now December and it is full on Christmas, in my mind anyway. I am loving the season. I love winter and fall anyway, and I love Christmas. But yeah, it's sort of everywhere. It's at work. We have decorated the office, and I've decorated my apartment, but I've done that quite early on, to be honest. And I might go to Intratuin, which is a Dutch shop where you can buy all Christmassy stuff. I might go there this afternoon again, just to get, the atmosphere that I just really, really love. So yeah, we're getting there. I don't know if I've said this last time because maybe I hadn't planned it then, but I'm going on holiday just after Christmas. And I've decided to go to Isle of Wight in the UK. So I can't wait, first of all, because I've never been there. But I've heard good things about the British Isles. So I look forward to that. And if you're from there, if you've been there, please let me know if you have any advice on where I should go and things I should see, things I should undertake. So yeah, let me know. I'm going for about 6 days, I think. I'll be there for about 5-6 days. So I have plenty of time to just roam around the island, and yeah, I really look forward to it. So that's the future. The past is that I've been to a cross-stitch fair. I couldn't sleep one night, and I was just, as you do, I was looking at Facebook, and this notification came up about a fair is near Bruges in Belgium. Gistel was the name of the place, and it was just a sports hall, and they put cross stitching in it, and a little bit of quilting, and a little bit of crochet. I think there were 2 vendors with a bit of crochet. The most beautiful quilts, by the way, I saw hanging on the wall. They were just beautiful, and I can't do that, but they were very, very beautiful. And then quite a bit of cross stitching. So that's where I went last weekend. And so I spent one night in Bruges, just wandering around there as well. And there is a cross stitch shop in Bruges as well. So I went there, but I don't know. I've not been there before, but I had to wear gloves to touch stuff, and you were not allowed to touch the floss, which I like to put stuff on fabric that I've bought, and I like to hold them together to see if they go together. So the shop wasn't great, but the fair was lovely, and I got all these great ideas. And I didn't buy a lot. I bought some fabric that I'll show you later on, but just being there and seeing all this stuff was just very inspiring. And the amount of finished pieces that they bring is just amazing. That alone is worth going for. So that's what I have been doing. And now I'm gonna show you all my stitching. Because it is my 10th Flosstube, I'm going to do a giveaway of a pattern, and I will do that at the end of this Flosstube. Now, added to that, I am almost at 1,000 subscribers, and I never thought I would get there, because I think I was at 350 when I decided to frame that piece. It's the one with the nesting birds from Lanat. And I thought, well, I've got 350. It probably is not going to rise that much, so I should celebrate. And now I'm almost at 1,000, so I can't believe it. So thank you to all those who are subscribed, who are regularly watching. I really do appreciate it, and it is so much fun to be part of the community. Now, for those who are not subscribed but do watch regularly, you might want to consider subscribing. If that's not your thing and you just want to watch, that's absolutely fine, no pressure. But I would appreciate it if you'd be happy to subscribe to do that. That'd be great. Thank you very much. Other than that, I have my notes here because I have quite a few patterns. I'm not entirely sure who designed it, so I looked it all up and I've written it down so I can tell you properly. And I also thought I'll ask you a question because I say a lot of stuff in these floss tubes, but the comments I get are so lovely and some are so elaborate. It's so much fun to read through them. And I would love to hear what you are stitching on. So what is your current favorite whip? Because it might give me ideas, but also gives me an idea of what kind of things you are stitching, maybe while you're watching this. So yeah, that's my question to you. And if you feel comfortable, you can leave a comment on that. Right, let's go into the stitching. I will start with my finishes. Fully finishes, mind you. I've got 3 of them. And I'll start with this one because this one is least perfect. So, as you can see, my little pillows are there, Shannon Christine ones. And then I found a freebie by Madame Lafitte, and it's on their website, so everyone can access it. And I thought that was just the cutest little pattern. And the pattern by Madame Lafitte is the stocking with the green and red berries on top. And then I have added, let me just check which side I'm going to show you this. There we go. I have added these white snowflakes because they are from Shannon Christine, and it just makes the 4 pillows sort of blend together nicely. So that's what I've added to it. But the pattern, the stocking, is from Madame Lafitte, and that's a freebie. And I think it is just so cute. Now it's not perfect because there was a hole after I'd sewn it and I turned the whole thing around. There was a tiny hole here, and I'm not great at sewing this invisibly. So I've done my best. It's okay, but it's not perfect. And the corners are not perfect either. And I don't know why, because I kept trying. I use one of those, what are they called? Chopsticks, to sort of get into the corners properly. And normally I can, but with these, I don't think they are as perfect as they could be. But I think it's very cute, and I'm happy with it. It's good enough. And it lives there. It lives with the pile over there. And I think it goes really well with it. So if you're looking for a lovely little freebie that it does still take a bit of time to stitch up, this one would be lovely. And you can see it on there, find it on their website. The fabric I stitched it on is the fabric I have used for all these pillows. Now, I have said that that is Dirty Ada. I thought last time that I knew what it was. So I bought some more Dirty Ada and I bought it online. But that's darker. So this is not Dirty Ada. It is a color that I cannot find anywhere. I couldn't find it on the fair either. I have no idea which color this is. But it is very, very nice. Yeah. So there we are. That's my first fully finished, and I'm happy with it. Then last time we spoke, I was also stitching art minis, and quite a lot of you commented that you like the art minis. So do I. So I was stitching Venus Butterfly, which is an art piece by someone. I've forgotten again. But I will put it on the screen. I'll put it in my description box somewhere. And I have finished it and framed it in a similar frame as I did last time. So this is the finished piece, and I think this is absolutely lovely. Venus Butterfly. And the frame is 70 euro cents at Action, which is a Dutch shop, and it's 10 by 10, so it's a tiny frame. I'm sorry for the glare. It is framed with the glass. But that is very pretty. I'm very happy with this one. And these, especially across the room, make such an impact because they are small, but they are very detailed, and they get more detailed the further away you stand from it, which I guess is true for all pixel art. So yeah, I really, really enjoy this, and I'm very happy with this one. So that's my second fully finished of the day. And again, I don't even know what that's the camera probably. Those little lines. Sorry about that. There we go. Very lovely. And these are 50 by 60 stitches. So they are quite small. And that one, I should say all of it, this one is from Nikkipatterns. And the one I had last time, which was a Renoir with roses, I also got from Nikkipatterns, and that's on Etsy. And I stitched this on a 16 count Ada with DMC. There you go. That's all the information I have. And then I was looking, well, on Etsy you get recommendations as well from after you've purchased stuff. They recommend other stuff to you. So there's somebody else who was offering art minis, and most of the others that offer it, they are not my favorite. I really like Nikkipatterns, but this specific one I really did like, because it's Adam and God by Michelangelo, and it's where they sort of reach out to touch hands, and it is from CrossStitchingLovers on Etsy. And this is the result. Now, a lot of Art Mini sellers have this one in their repertoire, but most of them have blown out just the hands, basically. So it is all very much beige and brown. And what I liked with this one was that it had the circles, or a little bit of the circle, and that it had blue and green added to it. I thought it would give it a little bit more of a dimension than just the beige. So that's why I prefer this one. Now this one is 60 by 40, so it's slightly smaller. Excuse me. And this frame is also by Action. It is a similar, the same line basically, but it is, instead of a 10 by 10, is a 10 by 7. And it fits almost perfectly. You have a slight little gap at the top and the bottom, but I don't mind that. I think this is very, very pretty. And this one especially, when I was stitching it, at some point I thought, I'm not sure this is gonna be something. Because it was really a lot of browns and beige. I think about 15 or 16 colors, all very, very similar. And I thought, this is not happening. But then as I was stitching the last bits, I thought, yes, there it comes. And I think when you look at it like from a distance again, it's just perfect. It's just so pretty. You even have sort of the old lines in it. So yeah, I really like this one. And this again is from CrossStitchingLovers on Etsy. And this is also an Ada 16 count and also DMC. So that is my third fully finished for today. And I'm very happy with this one. I really love this one. Yeah. I bought, I think, 2 more of this CrossStitchingLovers. So you might see another one in the upcoming months. Then I have a finished object, and this one has been anticipated. This is Farbendes Wassers for my mother. I have finished it. I said I would this year, so I have done. And it has been lying on my couch for, I think, 2 weeks, because I finished it about 2 weeks ago. And my mum had to wait for it because I had to do the Flosstube first. So yeah, she'll get this. I'll send this to her over the weekend, and then she can enjoy it. So there we are, finished. Completely finished. This was a joy to stitch. which is why I've started another one. And I will show you that later on. But this one was so much fun to stitch. I stitched this on a 20 count Aida with all the called for flosses. And I think there were one or two they advised to have two strands of, not two strands, but two skeins. But I didn't need it. So if I have one skein of all colors, I have more than enough. I have plenty left. And I stitch with one strand of floss. So I hope you can see something now. It is 6 by 6 squares, so 36 squares in total. And you have 5 stitches, rows of 5, well, you don't stitch this in between. And it is so, so pretty. It is by Historische Stickmuster. And they have numerous of these patterns, and this is Farben des Wassers, so colors of the sea, of colors of the water. So pretty. So Mum, this is yours. It is coming your way, and my mum is going to have it framed. So I will show a picture once it's finished and framed. I will show that on here. But she can pick the frame. She's good at that. She's framed her own works as well. So she'll find the right frame for this, and it will be lovely. So there we are, done and dusted. Now it has taken me, and I know I don't always say this, but this has taken me from May this year to now. So May 23 till December 23. And I have stitched on this every week. So every week I've done about a square, a bit more than a square, sometimes 2 squares, but I've done stitching on this every week. It is a perfect Sunday stitch, at least it was for me. So yeah, really enjoyable. And it is stitched with soie d'Alger, so it's stitched with silk. And I have really fallen for that floss. I think it's so beautiful and so enjoyable to work with. Yeah. So that's that one done. And I know some of you are contemplating on starting this. All I'm saying is that you should, because it's so fun and it's so pretty. So there we are. I will pack it and send it to my mum. Then I have another. Now I have no finishes. That's the finishes. But I have new starts, so we'll go straight into those. And I will start with the new start. Oh, I just need to check that I'm not stopping yet. There we are. I was touching my mouse and I thought I pressed the button. I started another Historische Stickmuster, and this one I bought at the same time as Farben des Wassers because I love the colors on this one. And this is Farben des Frühlings, so colors of spring. And I will show a picture on the screen. And it has those beautiful greens, a bit of red, a bit of salmon-y colors. It's just very pretty. And I ordered all the colors. I think I have one skein coming still. It is again soie d'Alger that I'm stitching this with. And I'm stitching again on 20 count Aida white because I really loved it for this pattern. And I'm stitching with one strand of floss. So this is the start of that. And it is a lot of green. There will be red coming on the one on top of that. But I made a start. And it's again so lovely. These colors are just beautiful. So that's a start. And this again is the same pattern basically in that it is 36 squares. It has those motifs in there, and it it's just the same. So I think it will remain my weekend Sunday stitch, and it just suits me to have one of these in my whips. So I'm very happy with this new start. Very, very happy indeed. And I will show this in a close up, trying to anyway. There we are. Yeah, very pretty. Lovely motif again. Although it looks like I've made a mistake. Am I the only one who's seeing the mistake? I think I did. I might have to check that. Oh, this is terrible, isn't it? Am I the only one seeing that? Let me not use a pen. I will check that. Maybe I can show it like this. On here, it's just a little triangle. On the other side, the triangle goes down a little bit. So that, I have to check that, because it seems symmetrical all the way around, except there. So there you go. And I will fix that. But there you are. Oh, the camera is not focusing. There we are. I will check that, because that seems wrong. But still, lovely pattern. Lovely new start. Then I went traveling because I went to Bruges, but I also went to Noordwijkerszee, which is where I'm doing a course. So I had another 2-day course there. And that means I'm in a train for a couple of hours. And to Bruges, because I live in Vlissingen, we basically take the ferry and then we take the bus. So I stitched a little bit in the bus, but that's a lot more difficult. So that went very, very slowly. And this is a pattern by Vivsters. I told you last time how I requested for her to put some patterns together. And this is the one she came up with. I will put it on the screen. And I think it is so beautiful. The colors are just popping. And I have started. Now I start in the right lower corner. And that means I am stuck again with all the dark blues. Not my favorite. Never been my favorite. So, yeah, it will get better as we keep going. But this is the start. I do like the greens already in there. Sort of brightens it up a bit. But yeah, the corners are very, very dark. And then as I move on and I get more into the yellowish and the oranges, then it sort of comes together. But last time I also had, when I was doing this corner, I was struggling a little bit with the colors because it's so dark. And I have the same thing with this now, but I know now that it will be fine at some point. But doing the little triangles whilst I'm in a train is just easy, just lovely. Because it's just, you can just keep going basically. So that's a start. It'll be quite a big one actually, this pattern, because it will go all the way over there. But that's okay, because every time I travel, I just put this in my bag. And when I go over to Isle of Wight, again, I go by train. So I go via Brussels and then London, Portsmouth, and then Isle of Wight. So I have quite a bit of traveling to do. And then this is just perfect to just take with me. And I will get some progress on this. This is not the only one I will bring, by the way. This one I will definitely bring. So that's the first bit on this new Vivian Powers pattern. Lovely. I do have to say, when I look at it like this on the screen, I do like it. It's just that I don't like working with a 939. I think that's the worst DMC color, and that's this dark blue. It's just the color that I don't like. But when I look at it on the screen, I think, yeah, that's fine. So yeah, there we are. That's that one. Then I have this, I think it was yesterday. I'm part of the Shannon Christine Facebook group, and she posted two freebies, two small mugs, Christmas mugs. And I think it's because she has a whole series of big mugs coming out. But I won't stitch the big ones because that's not really my style. But I did like the small ones. So I will put them on the screen, and I don't know if I can put them there together. I will have to figure that out in the edit. But otherwise you'll see them one after the other. So one is red and one is green. They are basically made of the same color scheme, but they have a different focus in color. So one is red and one is green, and it's two hot chocolate mugs. So the fabric I've used for those pillows, because it will be another little pillow, is gone. I think I have one piece left that was too small for what I wanted to do with this. So I used another piece of fabric that I have bought at the fair that is close to it, but not entirely the same. But it is close to it, and I think it is pretty. So I've started this little red mug on this side. I will put the green mug on the other side, and I haven't decided yet whether I will put it next to it or a little bit further away and then put some words in the middle. I don't know yet. But I have made a little start, and this I've stitched this morning because it's really quick. It's 30 by 30. It's not full coverage. Well, the mug here is, but there will be little pieces here and there that are empty on the side. So it'll be about what, 700 stitches, 750. So it's not much. So yeah, I've made a start. Very, very cute. It's very, very Shannon Christine in the coloring. And I like this fabric too. It didn't have a name, because otherwise I would tell you the name. It didn't have a name. It was just a piece of fabric in a little bag. And I thought, that's nice, I'll take that. But there's no name on it. It is 18 count, I do know that. And I stitch it with 2 strands of DMC. So very, very cute. So next time you'll see a pillow, even though it is January, I'll probably have this finished by then and show you then. And again, I don't know yet how I'm going to do it exactly. But I do like this. I think it's very cute. And this fabric is nice as well because it stitches very, very neat. Because this I haven't really ironed much or pressed. This is just from Stitching. Does that focus? Focus, there you go. Yeah, very nice. Nice fabric, nice pattern. And lovely if people put on freebies. I think that's just very nice. And I've stitched her other freebies as well. There's not all of them, but there's one with an autumn owl, I think it's called. And there's one other one with a little critter on it. It's very, very cute. Right, my next new start, which is my last new start, is because I have made a decision as well. I have decided to discontinue my Heaven and Earth designs. And that hurt. That was very difficult. But the thing is with the Heaven and Earth designs, especially the one that I have, is that it's so big. And it is, you have to do so much stitching of the same color to actually see progress. And I don't have the time to stitch often enough on it to really see the progress happening. So it feels like I'm spending hours and hours stitching and then I can't really see whether I've done anything. And that's not good for me. So if at some point I retire, I might get back to it. But now working 5 days a week, I have to stitch stuff that I really, really love, that really gives me that energy and relaxation and everything that I need from my stitching. And I decided that the Heaven and Earth design was not doing that. Now I am sorry about that because I do really like the pattern. I really love the design. of it. So I hope one day I will stitch it. I haven't thrown it away. I've just put it away. But for now, I've decided not to focus on it anymore. So that's that. But I decided I wanted something else that was relatively big, but not that big. And I was enjoying my art minis, and I thought maybe there are other kinds of minis. And I've seen quite a few. But this one stood out because it had 60 minis of landmarks, so international landmarks. And it was all sort of done in a similar color scheme. So I will put a picture up here so you can see it. And it's all done in similar colors. I think there's 2 or 3 that I decided not to stitch because they're quite different in color. But most of it is very similar. So I like that. I also like the fact that these are about, what are they, 50 by 40 or something? Maybe not even that. I'm not entirely sure. 45 by 39. That's what they are. 45 by 39. So they're not that big. And I think these as well have a nice detail to it. At least when you stand away from it, it looks like something. And I like that. So I thought, why don't I stitch all these little ones on one piece of fabric? The same way you see them in the picture, because I like that. So I had a big piece of fabric. It's an 18 count Aida. And I'm stitching this with DMC, 2 strands of floss, and I've started in the corner. So what I love about this as well is that you sort of travel around the world. So this apparently, I didn't know this, but this is Ireland. I don't know how to say this. Skellig, I think, but it is sort of a rock formation near Ireland, in Ireland. So there you go. That's that one. This is Ecuador. This is the middle of the earth statue. And I'm currently working on a Neuschwanstein, which is a castle in Germany. So isn't that lovely? I really like that. I really like traveling the world like this, seeing all these pieces. And I really enjoyed stitching these 2 pieces. I thought it was great fun. So these are finishes. It's just, I don't count them as finishes, but they feel like finishes. They do. So I'm happy with this substitute. Now the funny thing is that a lot of the colors I was using for my big peacock Heaven and Earth designs can be used in this one as well. So that was quite a nice surprise. The 3765 that I use as a blue is not my favorite. So I have to see how this turns out, but it has quite a lot of that color in. But I do like how it all comes together and how I can put all of them on one piece of fabric. So I have quite a big piece here, and if I use the whole piece of fabric, I will stitch 56 of these. So I think I have 8 like that and then 7 up. That means 4 of the pieces I have to decide not to stitch. And that's okay. There's a few that I'm not very keen on, so I can just leave those out. If I'm fed up with it earlier, I can just stitch less than that. I don't have to stitch all of it. But I really enjoyed these, and they've gone quite quickly. And I think they give quite a nice degree of clarity when you look at it like this. And it'd be lovely to have just all these, landmarks on one piece of cloth. So I'm happy with this change in my whips. And I will continue stitching these. Now I bought the full pack of 60 in one go, and that wasn't that expensive. She had it for, was it 50% off or 60% off? So it was not that expensive. I'm just going to check who is the designer. That is TeenyWeenyXStitch, and the cross in cross stitch is just an X. So TeenyWeenyXStitch. And she has more like this, but quite a lot is America based. And I know a lot of you are from America, so you might like that. But for me, it's not my first thing to stitch. But because this is so international, I like that. I really, really like that. So I'm pretty sure that the what is it called again? I should know this. Statue of Liberty? That'll be in there. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that Big Ben is in there. But so is the Chinese wall, for instance. There's some windmills from the Netherlands, of course. So yeah, all these lovely, lovely landmarks. So that is a start as well. Happy with that one. Then we move on, and I'm already at 36 minutes. I'm seeing that, so I'll try to speed it up a little bit. Let's show progress. I'll just rearrange a little bit here and there. I have quite some progress to show you. The first one is a stitch that I haven't shown last time, and maybe not the time before that either. Because I'm at an area where it's slightly difficult, and I'm taking my time. Oh, it is pretty though, isn't it? I'm going to just swap this. This is a piece by Artisy. There we go, that's better. And it is called Pretty Night or Night Aura, I never know. I should look it up. Anyway, I stitched sort of around here, around the tree, and as you can see, it is incredibly, it's all single stitches, confetti stitching. So it's been taking quite a long time because it basically means I put on a new strand of floss for one stitch and then park it somewhere and then do the same thing for the next. But the effect of it, as you can see now already, is very, very pretty because all those colors are sort of blending together around that tree. So I have been enjoying it, but it has been a challenge around this area. I had the same thing when I was stitching here, which was also quite a lot of confetti. Whereas over here, it seems to go quicker. So yeah, but I've taken my time. It doesn't matter. I really enjoy this pattern. And it's when I look at it now on the screen, I'm thinking, wow, look at those colors. It's beautiful. And that tree is really coming out there. So yeah, loving this one, but taking my time at the same time. Very pretty. So that's that one. Still going strong. This is a mini. They call this a mini. And I'm stitching that on 16 count Ada. Then my lilacs. My lilacs is a favorite amongst all of you, and it's a favorite for me as well. And I think I might be able to finish it next time we see each other. I might, because it is getting there. This piece is so pretty. It's the colors, it's the pattern, it's all of it. I've done this white one that's sort of falling down with all the leaves. I've done a pink one and then the leaves up there. I've done quite a bit. And I now have only 2 flowers left. 2 purple ones. One here, there's a small one, and then a slightly bigger one up there. And then a little bit of leaves up here. So it's genuinely nearly finished. I stitched this on 16 count Aida. The kit comes with 14 count, but I swapped to a 16 count because I prefer that. The other change I've made is that these brown stitches are half stitches, but I've stitched with one strand of floss, but it's full stitches. And the rest of it is all 2 strands of floss. And the floss it comes in the pack, and I think it's Gamma Moulin, and it's absolutely fine. Yeah, this one is so pretty. So pretty. Especially from a distance. Look at those colors now. It's just so beautiful. When this one is finished, I have other ones lined up. So I bought kits. I showed you, I think, 2 or 3 Flosstubes ago. 2 or 3 kits that I have bought. So once this one is finished, I will start another kit. But for now, I'll just enjoy this one. Because it is so lovely. And it becomes, because I've sort of been stitching this side, it just becomes richer and richer. Yeah, very nice. So that's my lilacs. Going strong as well. So lovely, this one. Then another favorite, relative favorite, is the Winter Robins by Lucy Heaton. And this one I'm stitching on a lovely, lovely blue that doesn't show up properly on camera. Nope, it doesn't. It's too light on camera. It's darker. It's a deeper blue, more towards grey, rather than the blue you're seeing. And this is where I've got a bird, because last time I've shown you, I think I was sort of stitching here, starting the bird, but now I have an actual bird. And there's another one coming. There's another one over here. And I think that's the only thing that still needs doing. And then this one is finished. So last time, after I finished my Flosstube, I think for 3 or 4 days, this has been all I've been doing because it was just so fun. So I was stitching this and I was stitching this bird and I just loved it. It's so pretty. I bought a white frame for it, so I think that will be nice. So I can frame it myself. And the eyes were difficult to do. It had 2 stitches in one square, or 2 symbols in one square. And I didn't know what it meant. So I put it on in a Facebook group, and Jessica Stitches, who I think is one of the beheerders, she explained to me how to do that because I didn't know how to do that. And on Aida, it's more difficult than it would have been on linen or on even weave. But I managed it on Aida, and I have an actual eye. Yeah. It is such a lovely pattern, this one. I know there's quite a few of you who thought, oh, that's nice. And it is nice. It's very wintry, Christmassy a little bit, and just cute. So yeah, this one will probably be finished next time as well. So next time I have a few potential finishes lined up for you. But yeah, this has been lovely. This is a 16, 18 count. I don't remember. So the coverage is really, really good. And even the white, this is the same fabric as I bought on the fair. So I usually buy it at Sooty Day Atelier Sooty Day. And the ones I bought at the fair are from a similar line. And it just, the stitches lay so neatly. It's very nice to work with. So yes, happy with the Winter Robins. When I was at the fair, the lady from Pulsion on Etsy was also there. She was selling her stuff. And that morning, before I went to the fair, I'd been stitching on Petit carré. So this is little squares, and I stitched this with a multicolored thread and corresponding colors. And I have a quarter done, because this is a quarter. So as you can see, I am starting the border and pulling it all the way through, so that then I can just fill in with the rest of these squares again. I've made one change, like this outline had to be filled, but I felt that would be so thick, so I decided to leave it open. I thought that would suit better in the grand scheme of things, and I really like it, so I've decided to leave it like this. Yeah, it's very, very pretty. Very pretty. There you go. Now it's focusing properly. I really enjoy stitching on this. It's an easy stitch. I don't stitch on it often. When I have a lovely morning, when I'm slightly tired, but I do want to stitch something nice, this is a perfect stitch for it. So yeah, I'm happy with this one. This will be beautiful when it's finished, and rather large. And this is on 18 count Aida, so I'm not using a very big fabric. Very pretty. I like all these little squares, although I find this one is beautiful, and that one. I really like the ones that sort of go into that cross. Very nice. And I'm not using the colors she is suggesting, so I do sort of pick and choose whenever I start. I think, oh, I'll go with that way of using the colors. So that's just for however I feel like it. Now I have to sit back, because my very first Flosstube, I showed a tablecloth, a Christmas tablecloth. And I was very determined at the time to finish it before Christmas this year. I don't think I'll make that, but I have stitched another quarter, which means I have only one quarter left. And I do really like how this is turning out. So this is a Rico kit. Rico is sold in the Netherlands. I have no idea where else it's sold, but they have a lot of tablecloths and a lot of Christmas tablecloths. And this is a tablecloth that has a strip of Aida in the middle. So this is regular fabric at the top, and then you have the Aida strip in the middle. And I have stitched this. I can't show it better to you. So you stitch by quarter, basically. And so you stitch the same thing 4 times, which is why I think my progress is not as fast as I would want it. But I do really like the way it's turning out. This is such a pretty tablecloth. Now I'll just show you a little bit closer. This is stitched with Rico thread. So it is slightly thicker than DMC or Gamma Moline or Anchor. And I use 2 threads, strands of thread, sorry. And then there is like a very thick black thread that you use in all these little berries. And then there is a little bit of a very thin gold thread that you use on the outline of the white berries. So those are slightly different. And I don't mind the gold. The gold is very nice. It's very thin thread. And it gives that, I mean, the light is not good enough to show the glitter, but it does give a nice little shimmer to it. So that's this one. And I am really enjoying the way this is turning out. There you go. I could use it like this, mind you. Just put it on a side somewhere. And then it looks finished, even though a quarter of it is not done. But yeah, it's going really quickly. That when I'm stitching on it, it's going really quickly. But I don't grab it as often as I thought I would. But over the past 3-4 days, I think I've been stitching only on this. And so the progress is nice. It is pretty though. It is very, very pretty. So there you go. It's Ada in the middle, and the Ada I think is a 14 count. Maybe even slightly bigger than that. So I don't have to sew any of it. This is just how it comes. I don't know, maybe some of you know that. If you finish this, do you put anything behind it to protect the stitching? Or do you just leave it as it is? I never know. So how would you do that? That's my question to all of you. There we are. That's all my stitching. And I'm quite happy with all of it. Now I've made a mess and I need to do a lot of cleaning up when this is finished. I have told you about my fair. I haven't shown you the fabric though. I will try to grab it from underneath the pile of stitching. There we are. So I went with a regular black because I haven't stitched on black yet, but I think I want to try that. And this was quite cheap. This was 80 centimeters by 50 centimeters. It's quite a big piece. Ada black. It's 18 count. Only €5. So that is cheap. When I bought it, the lady said to me, "Good luck with that." I thought, yeah, she is not wrong. But I like, there's quite a lot of patterns I like on black. And so I just want to try it. Find a nice pattern on Etsy that will go on that and enjoy that. I got a dark blue as well. It's lighter on camera. It's darker in real life. Then I have this one, and this is the one I'm using for the mugs that I showed you from Shannon Christine. So this is a very basic one, but I did like it. It's not too dark. So it's very pretty. This one is also an 18 count. This is a 16 count, sort of bluish grey with a light blue. And then I have another one, which is a slightly darker blue. And I already have bought a pattern for that one. I'll show you that next time. It'll be sort of like white lacy. It will have a white lace outlook. And I've ordered soie d'Alger for that one, because I thought if I'm gonna stitch something that's sort of like lace, I should do that with silk, because that's so pretty. So I've ordered soie d'Alger from the Handwerk Boutique by Annemiek, and just today she sent me that she's gonna she had it ready, so she'll send it to me, and I'll start that in the next couple of days after it arrives. So that will be, if I have a picture, I'll pop it on here. Beautiful pattern, but I might stitch it the other way around, because it is charted in a way that you stitch the outline and that the flowers, for instance, they remain unstitched. And I want to do it the other way around, I think, because my fabric is bluish, blue-grayish, and then I'm gonna stitch with the white. But I'll look at that. It doesn't matter either way. So that's one I am going to start, and I'm very, very much looking forward to that one. I've been looking for a lacy one, and I've seen the big one. There is one that's called Exquisite Lace, I think from ABC or something. That one is beautiful, but it's very, very big. So I thought I'll do this one first and see how much I like having that lace effect. And maybe I'll do the big one day. We'll see. So that's that. And then my giveaway. Again, because it is my 10th Flosstube, and because I'm almost at 1,000 subscribers. So I'm I've done a few giveaways. I think I've done something with my cards. I've given away a piece of fabric, and this time I thought I'll give away a pattern. And I would like to give away this pattern. It is Spanish diamonds. I just checked on Etsy. It's currently sold out, so it's not currently for sale. I bought this one quite a while ago. It is from Northern Expressions Needlework, and I really like this pattern. I think it's beautiful, but it is not symmetrical. And when it comes to a pattern like this, I really need it to be symmetrical, because otherwise to me it feels like it's off. So I won't stitch it, even though I love it. So I thought maybe one of you would like to stitch it. So I will put this one in as a giveaway. And the word we're going to use for that is diamonds. So if you would like this pattern, put the word diamonds with an S in your comment. And then I will use a comment picker, and next time I will tell you who's won this giveaway. This giveaway I will send probably by PDF, so I don't send it by post. So that's that one. I hope one of you will love this pattern and stitch it, because I have bought it, but it's just lying around, not doing anything. So it feels right to give it away. And that's that. That's all my stitching, my purchasing. Yeah. I've been loving the stitching, and I look forward to another month of stitching. When I go away on holiday, I will bring several pieces with me and just enjoy it. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments. Let me know what you're stitching on, what your favorite whip is. Leave the word diamonds if you would like to receive the giveaway. And also you can just say hi in the comments. That's also fine too. And thank you very much for watching again. These are busy times. I hope you're all enjoying the season, spending it with people you love, but also doing things that you love. And I look forward to seeing you all again in about a month's time. Thank you very much.